You've probably seen the flood of AI trend predictions for 2026. And if you're anything like me, you're asking yourself one simple question.
Right? This is the question that cuts through all the hype. That's why we've spent weeks digging through deep research from the heavyweights. We're talking IBM, Microsoft, Stanford, McKinsey, to get you a real answer. And what we found is that the biggest shift coming isn't what you think.
This quote just nails it. The game is no longer about just building bigger and bigger AI brains. The real revolution for 2026 is all about application. It's how we actually put this incredible power to work in the real world that's going to separate the winners from everyone else.
So to make this all super clear, we've broken it down into 4 key parts. We'll start with how your job is going to change, then we'll peek under the hood at the tech powering it all. After that, we'll look at how businesses will have to adapt, and finally, we'll cover the new rules of the road that govern everything.
Okay, let's kick things off with part 1, and this is the one that affects you directly. Your job, your team, and your day-to-day. We are moving into a world where AI isn't just a tool you open, it's a team member you work with.
Right now, we basically treat AI like a fancy calculator. You ask a question, it gives you an answer. It's a simple one-to-one transaction. Well, get ready because by 2026, that entire relationship gets flipped on its head. We're moving to the era of the autonomous composer. You don't just give it a prompt, you give it a goal, and it coordinates the entire workflow, the emails, the spreadsheets, the other apps to get it done for you.
And if you think this is just some sci-fi fantasy, check this out. 95%. A global manufacturer with 50,000 employees already did this. They rolled out an AI agent, and it cut their data query time by 95%. Think about that. What used to take days of back and forth now happens instantly. That's the power we're talking about.
I love this quote from an expert at IBM. Our new role is to be AI composers. It's such a perfect analogy. You're not just a user anymore. You're the conductor, orchestrating all these incredible AI tools to work together in harmony.
Now, before the panic about jobs being replaced starts to creep in, let's be really clear. The mantra for 2026, coming straight from the top folks at places like Microsoft, is augment, don't automate. The goal isn't to replace you. It's to give you a coworker that handles all the repetitive grunt work so you can focus on strategy, creativity, and the human stuff that actually matters.
And this new way of working is creating a whole new class of jobs. We're going to see a huge need for AI governance specialists to make sure these systems are fair and safe. And we'll need AI translators, people who can bridge the gap between the tech teams and the business leaders. The takeaway is simple. People who thrive won't be competing against AI, they'll be the ones leading it.
So if our jobs are changing that much, what's happening on the technology side? Let's pop the hood and look at the new AI engine that's making all this possible.
For years, the AI industry has been in a bigger is better arms race. Well, that era is officially coming to an end. Why? It's something called the AI cost paradox. While the cost for an AI to have a single thought is plummeting, the overall cloud and energy bills to run these gigantic models are skyrocketing. It's like buying a Formula One car just to get groceries. It's just not sustainable.
So what's the solution? Domain-specific models. Instead of one massive do-everything AI, think of it as hiring a small team of world-class experts. You'll have a finance model that knows regulations inside and out, and a medical model that's only read peer-reviewed research. They are way more accurate, much cheaper to run, and a whole lot safer for your business.
This really is a fundamental pivot for the entire industry. The goal is no longer just scaling compute, throwing more raw power at a problem. The new game is scaling efficiency. It's all about getting more intelligence for every watt of power you use.
And this is changing the physical infrastructure too. We're seeing AI superfactories being built to process data globally. Even more exciting is Edge AI, which puts incredible processing power right onto your phone or into your car. And then there's the wild card, the dark horse, quantum computing. IBM is predicting that by 2026, quantum will start solving problems that are literally impossible for today's computers. Who knows what that could unlock?
But the models aren't just getting more efficient, they're getting wiser. We are now entering the era of world models. These are AIs that don't just recognize patterns in a picture. They actually understand cause and effect. They learn the laws of physics. This is the jump from just seeing the world to actually comprehending it, and it is the key to the next generation of robotics and autonomous systems.
Okay, so we have a new kind of workforce and a new kind of AI engine. That's great, but let's get practical. What does this actually look like when it hits your company on a Monday morning?
So McKinsey found that a massive 88% of companies are already using AI. But, and this is a really big but, most of them are completely stuck in what they call pilot purgatory. They're just running endless little experiments that never scale up and never lead to real, meaningful change across the business.
But for the companies that do manage to break free from that cycle, the payoff is absolutely huge. Look at this example from healthcare. Microsoft developed an AI that could diagnose incredibly complex medical cases with 85.5% accuracy. The accuracy of experienced physicians on those same cases? Just 20%. By 2026, this won't replace doctors. It's going to supercharge them.
And let's be clear, this isn't just a cool innovation. It's an absolute necessity. The World Health Organization is predicting a global shortage of 11 million health workers by 2030. AI is not just a nice-to-have here. It's an essential tool to help fill a critical gap.
Of course, if we're going to unleash these autonomous AI agents inside our companies, we have to talk about security. A Microsoft security exec put it perfectly. You need to treat them exactly like you'd treat a new human employee. You give them a unique ID, you set clear permissions for what they can and can't access, and you monitor their activity. It's that simple.
That whole security piece opens up a much, much bigger conversation. Because all of this amazing technology, the agents, the new models, the way we work, it all rests on one very fragile foundation: trust. And that brings us to our final part, the new rules of the AI game. So, get ready for a legal minefield. By 2026, the US is going to be what experts are calling a political battlefield, with a messy patchwork of state and federal AI laws. Meanwhile, Europe is going in the opposite direction, with its very strict, very clear EU AI Act. For any company operating globally, navigating this is going to be a huge challenge.
Okay, I know that was a lot. So let's just boil it all down. 4 things to remember. 1. Your work is about to be orchestrated by AI agents. 2. Your job is not to compete with them, but to collaborate and lead them. 3. The technology is getting smarter and more efficient, not just bigger. And 4, and this is the big one, the new frontier isn't technology anymore. It's trust.
And that really brings us to the most important point of all. For the first time, the progress of artificial intelligence isn't really being limited by the technology. The bottleneck has shifted. Now progress is limited by our ability to govern this technology wisely and to build trust. The leaders who figure that part out are the ones who are going to define the future. So the only real question left is, will you be one of them?